Bhupendra sir to please share his experience, his journey. Bhupendra Tripathi sir.
So at the very onset, I would like to express my gratitude for Nirma Institute of Technology Alumni Association, NITA, for giving me yet another opportunity to share my thoughts. And this is such a wonderful occasion, like Silver Jubilee, 25th year of the Foundation Day. And it's been a long time. So much water has passed under the bridge. Topic today, which is we are discussing right now here, is our career journey. And talking in general, everyone expects that his career should always go in a linear trajectory, isn't it? But sometimes it
Excuse
happens
me,
in
sir.
life.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I would like to interrupt you, please. So your face is not visible. Can you please change the orientation of the phone?
Okay. हम देखो ना ऐसा नहीं दिख रहा है. मेरा फेस नहीं दिख रहा है वो बोल रहा है.
Yes, sir. Now it's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, sorry for that. So I was saying that, can I continue now?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay. So we all expect our career graph to go in a linear trajectory. But in life, it doesn't happen like that. Whatever we have planned, it doesn't go like that all the time. And in fact, the graph in the career often goes like up and down, and there is some sinusoid portions in it. Our senior, Mr. Sharad sir, he has also mentioned about his own career journey, which was also again full of ups and downs. And if coming to my own career, it started from the campus placement itself, and I was placed in TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, and I stayed in TCS for more than 8 years. And during those years of my working as an IT professional, I served in various roles, like starting from programmer, software developer, then followed by module leader, program manager, project manager. And then finally, I had also a brief stint of being a technical faculty there, like being the technical faculty head in the initial learning program or the induction learning center of the TCS, where all the like fresh engineers who are recruited across India, they undergo a rigorous training of around 6 months, and that is why I've become a technical head. Now, the point which I want to make here is that during various roles where I served, I was again and again recognized for my outstanding performance, beginning with getting Best Trainee Award in the very beginning of my career journey, followed by twice I was felicitated by TCS as being the top 10 coding contest programmer finalist. So consecutively twice in 2 years, I was the finalist, once in Java and the other in C++ programming language. And followed by, I was also again awarded several times by TCS for being going beyond the call of duty and being the best technical faculty across India, and so on and so forth. So life was going in very smoothly, like sailing like in a very smooth and calm waters of ocean. But then suddenly a storm came in my life, and one night I was coming out of the washroom and I simply fell down and I could not get up on my feet, as if my legs have no power left. Next day, scans revealed that neurosurgeons indicated, and scans revealed that it is a grade 5 paralysis. It was a paralytic attack, based down, and I had tumors in my entire spine. The biopsy revealed that it was the cancer of last stage. Doctors gave me only 6 weeks of survival at the most, and they believed that it was a terminal case, and so no treatment was possible. Friends, I would like to share with you now that just before I had this episode of paralytic attack and cancer coming in my life, just before that, what was happening in my career? I was almost at the peak of my career, wherein I was being sent as an on-site project manager in a European country, Finland, for a project, and my visa was also stamped. And before we have to take a flight ticket, before the reservation of airlines has had to be done, in between that window, this episode occurred. So you can all imagine that when suddenly these things happen, we are in a denial mode for some time. And then when the doctors told us that, okay, this is how it is, that you have only this much time left on this planet, then what do you do? How do you react? And that is how I decided that, okay, whatever time I have left, I will not be sitting here and complaining and weeping and whining about it. I will not brood over about my destiny and things like that. And I decided to fight like a soldier till my last breath with a smile on my face, just like a person who is on the battleground, like a Jawan on a battleground. And that is how the story goes, that in 2013 and 2012-13, like around for more than 10 to 11 months, I was in the hospital undergoing chemotherapy, radiation, and physiotherapy. Remember, friends, I was also battling paralysis. So the physiotherapy sessions were also going on 3 times a day. And then in 2013, a day came when I was declared 100% cancer free. And there were huge celebrations in the hospital, and the joy of my parents and everyone in my family had no bounds. We all were looking, even I was looking for going back to my corporate career as an IT professional. And that is how another shock came my way, and it was a bigger shock, and it almost took away the solid ground from underneath my feet. I was told by the eye doctors that within few months I was about to lose my complete eyesight, and it was an irreversible process due to some eye condition. And that was a time then I was really baffled. For some time I was wondering that, okay, universe has given me a second chance. It brought me out of cancer, which was almost like a terminal case. Surely there is something which was there in the master plan, and I'm not able to just figure it out. It's just like it's somewhere hidden in the code, and I have to understand the code. And the story goes that after within 2 to 3 months, I lost my complete eyesight, but then I did not give up. I was still clueless because there was not only darkness, so to say, all around, but there was also a darkness on my career. I didn't know how to go about it because I had no clue that there are certain technologies which can enable me to go back and enable me to use my gadgets. And that is how I started learning Braille. It was learning ABCD and K, K, G, alphabets, Varnamala all over again, friends. In my middle of 30s, you can imagine the kind of emotional stress I was going through at that time. But then I moved on. Then I came to know that there are certain softwares which are known as screen reader softwares. If we install it on my smartphone and in my laptop, then I can use it to a large extent. Although these technologies have certain limitations, but by and large we can use it to a great extent. And that is how my solid background of my computer science in my Nirma days, it helped me, it came my way that with total darkness all around me, it was so smooth. Immediately after installation of the software in my gadgets, I started learning on my own, exploring things, and if at all I was getting stuck, then I had to simply, I would just pick up the call and ask some of the people who know already about these technologies. So basically, I did not undergo any coaching class for learning these things. But the funny thing is that I had to relearn how to do even the basics like MS Office, like MS Word, MS Excel, all over again because we become a keyboard user without using even the mouse. So because we cannot see, so we can't use the mouse or the cursor-driven GUIs. It is redundant for us. So we can even work with our desktop monitor off. We simply require the CPU and the keyboard. And this is how I started preparing for competitive exams on my own. And in 2014, in 1 year, I cracked more than 8 competitive exams related to banking and SBI, Bank of Baroda Probationary Officer, and so many other exams, including the UPSC Civil Services. I lost my interview call only by 13 marks. But the biggest satisfaction came my way when I cracked the exam of Reserve Bank of India manager. It was a class 1 officer. And prelims, mains, interview, 4.5 lakh applicants in the to begin with. And in the end, only 112 candidates who were finally selected after this grueling competitive process. And ruthlessly, people were shortlisted after every round. Out of those 112 newly joined managers across India in the merit list, I got the highest marks in the interview. And this was not all, friends. When I joined RBI, then again, there was a 3.5 months very rigorous induction training in Reserve Bank Staff College, Chennai. Again, there also I was awarded in the end as the trainee with the outstanding overall performance. The story goes that in 2015-16, I cracked the benchmark competitive exams of the banking industry, JAIIB and CAIIB, in the first attempt with distinction. 2017, I created a history by being the first visually impaired person in the whole world to crack a certification course conducted by IMF, Washington, D.C. on macroeconomic accounting. I was the first person in the whole world, first visually impaired person. And that is how I brought laurels of my country on a global platform. 2018, I was awarded as the national award by the Government of India for being the best visually impaired employee of the country. So my career path, friends, here I would like to say to all of you that sometimes in our life, it doesn't go the way we plan. But the point is that if you have the willpower and the inner strength, then you can make wonders and you can excel wherever you go. And that is the whole point, that great people don't do things great. They don't do great things all the time. They do things greatly. So this is my message to the youth, that you have infinite career possibilities in front of you. You have infinite potential in you. You just need to have a self-belief, a self-confidence, and always stay amazing. Go out in the playfield, experiment, and shine like a bright star in the cosmos. Thank you so much for giving me this chance. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a challenging and motivational journey. You have proved to be a great fighter. I would now request